Well, joining us now to discuss this in more detail is Bernhard Bauhofer. He's the founder and managing director of Sparring Partners, which advises businesses on reputation management. Thank you, Mr. Bauhofer, for taking the time to speak to us. So we're talking here about Wall Street's most powerful bank. Just how damaging have these allegations been for Goldman?
Well, it seems like this splendid reputation Goldman has had for many, many years is now severely tarnished due to a couple of facts. First of all, the corporate social responsibility is apparently not is a term Goldman Sachs doesn't know. It doesn't see the externalities of its behavior and the impact on the population in the U.S. and the world. Many people were suffering from the subprime loan crisis, and Goldman was a major player in that. And Goldman doesn't show sympathy with the people, first of all. Secondly, the communication has been very poor. Mr. Blankfein was saying the bank has been doing God's work, and this is in a very critical situation where many people were suffering. It wasn't very wise to do that. Thirdly, the corporate culture seems to be just only driven by short-term greed. The combination of those facts is severely tarnishing the reputation of Goldman Sachs in this very critical environment we are facing.
It's interesting that you say that they don't have the sympathy of the public. Some would argue that, and I think Goldman Sachs has actually made this argument itself, that it's not as though they were selling these collateralized debt obligations. They weren't selling these products to, say, a housewife sitting in Mississippi. These were sophisticated investors who knew exactly what they were doing.
Well, I doubt this. Goldman has the best people, the smartest people in the company, and they certainly know more about these very intransparent products, CDOs and so forth. People in the street cannot know this and don't have this in-depth knowledge. Most importantly also, they worked with the second-tier financial services provider in the subprime loan business, and this showed that this high-level, high-quality reputation Goldman had, they sacrificed it for the short-term profit, and that's one of the major mistakes Goldman has been doing.
Goldman has embarked on a fairly impressive PR campaign, perhaps all the more surprising because they've had this history of maintaining secrecy, of perhaps not speaking out so much, and they've recruited the likes of Mark Fabiani, a big player in the PR world, to their cause. They've brought in top corporate attorneys as well. Is this PR blitz working at all?
Well, it comes very late. I think also Lloyd Blankfein is now apparently admitting that he made mistakes. This is now at a very late point in time. PR will only help short term. The corporate culture has to be completely redefined, and maybe Mr. Blankfein has to be replaced by something completely fresh and new. The whole corporate culture has to change, and it not only shows that not only the smartest people are important, but also people that are responsibly and accountably acting. That's exactly what Goldman has to understand.
So what would a poor performance on Capitol Hill mean for Goldman's problems right now, and indeed its ability to retain lucrative clients? These are now, it's a very important point in time now Goldman is facing. They have to really admit they made mistakes, and they have to also show how they want to resolve this problem and what they can contribute to the future of the society, the U.S., and how they can help to restore the financial system, which is absolutely damaged. So I think they have to show cooperation and not insist on they have been doing everything right, which they apparently haven't done. So we have to see a change of mind by Mr. Blankfein personally, by Goldman Sachs in general. Bernhard Bauhofer, founder, managing director of Sparring Partners, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for sharing your thoughts.